All right, welcome everyone. Resemblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 6, Episode 31. Oh,
All right,
boy.
Weather report.
Yeah, what happens when a weather report, a Poochie, and an Anasui all walk into a bar?
Yeah, it's the whole cat thing.
Yeah, because I get the feeling this is going to be some kind of crazy 2-on-1 fight.
Or a
Probably.
one-on-one fight. Or a one-on-half on one.
Right, and then if it's a 2-on-1, which two are going to be going against the one? Because I could see it being Anasui and Weather Report. I could see it being Poochie and Anasui. I could see it being Poochie and Weather Report.
I could see also just side switching in the middle of the fight. And I could also see Anasui fucking dying here. I could also see Weather Report dying here.
What if Poochie died?
No. We've literally seen it in the OP with the sun and the moon on different sides, like a water area there. Jolene and Poochie charging at each other. So
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah,
this is then the one to end it all will be, Stone the Free.
That's right. Yes.
But yeah, y'all. Without further ado, let's get into this. Wow. They're past.
Ah, sure.
Oh, shit. Stillborn? Oh. Well, not stillborn because it still cried at this one point. Oh, no.
Shit.
Oh, did she swap the baby? Did she steal another baby?
I'll bet.
Yeah, Fuck.
Damn.
Oh, shit. But he's still out there. He's just being raised by another family right now.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah, that'd be something he'd be wrestling with.
Okay. Dio. Yeah.
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 Gotcha. So he was just sleeping there. He didn't mean to trip him. Oh, he's limping.
Oh, yeah, he hurt his ankle. He landed weird.
Oh.
That's such an odd lie. Not even the devil. No, wait. Oh.
Okay.
Oh. Do you believe in gravity?
Yeah, like... Okay. What?
Damn.
I mean, I guess he wasn't planning on dying.
No, he's not planning on dying, but also, like, he's doing his Dio thing, with all his style and everything, but also, he's just making another stand user, too. Oh, shit. So he thinks it's like an angel of God, or like, or actually just God. Yeah,
shit.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
And it's because of what I did.
I must confess what I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, right. Because that's not actually his mom. Right. Yeah. Duh. Oh. Holy shit.
Wow.
Fuck. Wow. Here we go. Boom!
Wow.
Wait! He threw a second one to continue.
That's some splitting the arrow shit.
Yeah.
And he still had the hat even back then.
Wes
Or is that his hair?
Yeah, that's his hair, yeah. Polnareff, eat your heart out. It's like
Right.
a mullet, Polnareff, dude. Oh.
That's sweet.
Oh no, does he have like a family potentially? Like, and he doesn't even know
Well.
about it? Oh.
Okay.
Sure.
Right. Wait. That was his sister?
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. But also,
Boyfriend!
well, they are definitely connected in a way.
Let me tell you this one.
Oh, shit.
I want you to judge. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Uh,
Okay.
oh.
Oh no.
No.
Which was allowed by law a century ago. Oh shit. We're getting into some southern darkness
Oh,
shit.
shit.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh,
Oh,
shit.
fuck.
Oh fuck, we're getting the KKK?
Fuck.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
shit.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Oh! Oh god, you can hear the noose.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god. Holy shit. And he survives all this?
Holy fuck.
Whoa. He was alive, of course.
Fuck.
Holy shit. That was dark. Oh. Yeah, and this would make a man doubt God, yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, he'd break.
Oh. Oh.
Yep.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Right. He could do
Sure.
he could do miracles, yeah. Holy shit!
What?
Where did it come from? Oh, it was in his pocket?
Holy shit.
Whoa. Holy shit. That's the reason why his stand developed this way. Is he wants to
Keep
hold
her
on to the
alive
memories
somehow.
of,
Yeah.
of
Holy shit.
and it somehow pierced him too?
Yeah, it just shot out and hit him.
Shit. Oh!
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Now, are they working together? That's the real question.
I don't think so.
Oh. Whoa.
Fate. Damn. Holy shit.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to process it.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Oh, he rages at God. Yeah, yeah. This is such a cool, like, development of what it would be like to have a stand and not realize you have a stand.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Oh.
He's like, okay, God, have I done enough? Smite me. Kill me. Like, look how awful I am. Gosh.
Well, I don't think he even realizes that he'd be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he has to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
He has to.
Right.
So they've already fought. Or something.
Something.
Oh shit!
All
Here
right.
we go! Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
He didn't make him suffer or anything. But he did take his... But he let him live.
Right.
So he just... So did he end up feeling more bad for him
that
and then just
wiped
watch
to
over
black.
him in prison, basically?
Maybe.
All that to catch
Holy
up
shit.
to now. Huh.
To finish me off.
Oh. He wants to die. Oh.
Right, because he's been wanting it this entire time.
Yeah. All right. Ah!
No, 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 no.
Ugh. All right, well, everything's
Holy
barreling
shit.
towards a big showdown. What the fuck? Y'all, this episode
Holy fuck.
took us through the ringer.
This changes
Poor
everything.
weather report.
Yeah.
For Wes.
Yeah.
This was the worst. So like we had an entire backstory episode, and this is absolutely the sudden, backstory of a side character could equal horrible, tragic death.
It totally
But
could.
It doesn't have to.
I
This
mean,
is the thing. In some
Weather
ways,
probably wants it to.
he wants it to, but it doesn't have to be. That's the thing. We have many characters that could be on the chopping block here, and yet
So
Wes or Weather Report, he would want to die because, as he just told
Right.
honestly,
yeah.
Poochie didn't kill him back then. He just took his memory, and he doesn't know that he didn't kill him back then. So it's just So now he knows all the things that have been transpired up until now, and now we have to have a reunion.
Right.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, the crazy thing about this
Ugh.
is that this perfectly explains to us how Poochie became so broken. And
Yep.
so if we end up getting any kind of happy ending,
Yeah.
Weather,
Right.
that could potentially cascade into a happy ending for Poochie.
Uh-huh.
Because the thing that pushed him to Dio was the fact that, you know, why God, why? You know, why have you forsaken me? Are you even real? You know, like all of that stuff that comes along with this insanely fucked up situation. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Like this could be something where then it's the, okay, yeah, you know, Weather dies and it's tragic, but it's also like, okay, he wanted this, he can rest now.
You could be with Perla.
Right. Or you know, maybe it's something else because the entire, like, the thought process and everything that I had for what this reunion between them would be like, one is upended, of course, because of the backstory, but two, it's also upended because of the bits in this episode that weren't backstory that we got to see of Weather Report and how he is now.
Right.
And the interactions that he had with Anasui. And I feel like those are very, very telling.
Yeah.
Because
He took all the memory of his time in prison, and he still has it because it's still put in his
Right.
disc effectively.
he's still filled with rage, but it's not the immediate like blindingly hot rage that it would have been before, right?
Because he's had time to separate, but also
Exactly.
he's realized, even probably in prison, that he'd still want this even after all that time.
Yes.
So it's he came to that conclusion over the course of basically less than an hour since he had his memories
Right.
brought back. Yeah.
And so the idea that, like, I never would have guessed that he would be telling Anasui, I need you to kill me.
Or
Like,
or I need to confront him, and
Yeah.
I need to have him kill me. But yeah. I don't think it makes sense that Anasui would even try to kill him.
no.
But
yeah, because there's this crazy backstory, but Anasui, doesn't know about it, right?
Right.
Like, oh,
Right. Now, there could be a whole bunch of things with regards to his stand and how automatic it is and how it reacts to things here,
Yep.
where it's Poochie won't necessarily come out of here. He might be literally hiding, watching this whole thing.
sure.
But if, we're fighting and stuff like that, then it's yes, I do need you to try and kill me, but I don't know what my stand is going to do. But that's the
Yeah.
thing. Poochie knows what my stand would do, so he's probably not going to try and fight me. He's
Right.
probably just hiding to make sure I don't find him. But
Yep.
maybe this whole chaos could bring Poochie out. We'll see. But okay, let's just break down the backstory here. So we have a domino sequence of events,
Yep.
which starts from a poor, distraught mother switching her dead baby with Weather Report, or what's, and I love the blamelessness of the children, the two of them in this case here, because, well, it's out of their control. There was nothing they could have done to change or stop this. Sometimes a baby dies. Sometimes this exact thing happens, and because it was, 50 years ago, this happened in a place where they wouldn't necessarily be able to directly verify things or be able to tell exactly what happened.
Yep.
And who knows, maybe they did notice some things were off, but it still ended up working out.
And all things considered,
Yeah.
the situation still actually went quite well.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Obviously, it's then replicating the suffering because you make someone else believe that their baby had died, right?
Yeah.
Right after being born. But both of them were able to grow up just fine.
Happy lives, very, very different kind of lives.
Yeah, very different lives, but
but still, yeah.
and the mother did a good job of raising this baby that she stole, right? Like, okay, like that was the big concern that I would have, is that, like, if she
be
was
in a place
if
where
she was so
family would
distraught
suffer,
and all of that stuff because of what happened and everything, then maybe that would end up being something where she
would take out her guilt on the kid or something.
right, something like that.
Yeah.
But no, that didn't end up happening.
Nope.
Awesome.
Wes becomes a good boy that seeks out justice, and if anything, he's kind of a dingus with how he does it.
Yep.
But you know what? He was a good boy.
He was a good
and
boy.
And then, of course, the the thing that I really love in a twisted way here is that Dio brings with him the aspect of, the fatal, funny ways, but fatal attraction, and then the fate attraction, where he in some ways draws this trio all back to each other through just bringing the idea into Pucci's head. But that doesn't even necessarily mean Dio did anything. It doesn't have to be Dio.
It could, because the thing is, they, as far as we could tell, they weren't stand users at the time. Even if it's something where Pucci became a stand user but didn't realize it when, Dio gave him the arrowhead.
But then Wes wouldn't have been a
stand user. Nope. So and they're fraternal twins, not identical twins. So there's not even any truly direct connection between the two of them inherently.
Really there. No.
So
it's, if anything, just a fate of the fuckery. This is just unfortunate. And then, of course, because this would absolutely eat at the mother, I don't think she's at fault for confessing wanting to get some closure.
Total sense.
There. Absolutely. Especially in the culture and everything like that. She's like, absolutely, this is the first thing I would do. And then that's just, again, a little bit of unlucky, just... Yeah.
Well, and you could
Pucci
say
was the one there.
Well, and you could that, but then also you could say that maybe if there were to be someone that's at fault in this situation, the mother didn't just steal the baby. When the mother made the confession and is like, I feel terrible about this thing that was done. I'm debating whether or not I should tell my son before I die.
Right.
And she chose not to.
She chose not to.
Understandable decision, right? Totally. But because she didn't tell him, again, if she had told him, this whole thing would have been averted, right?
It would have hurt other people on some level. But yes, this wouldn't have happened. But again, her choice of not to tell him doesn't exclude or preclude what Pucci did leading to this sequence of events here, because Pucci also then decided not to share the truth, to tell the truth.
Because, this was done in confidence of the confessional.
Well, right. But
right?
But he also could have gone the other route of, instead of trying to force a breakup, have the information leak out, basically, about his true parentage. He ends up going to search for that. No, but see, that's the thing. That's a different thing than making them break up, because it's hey, if you find out about it.
Right. But it's definitely different from the making them break up thing. But is it different from the, I'm still breaking the sanctity of the confessional, right?
It's absolutely the same.
Right.
And he's doing that in some ways just by the nature of acting upon the confessional.
Right. And
that's also breaking it. I'm pretty sure that is. I think that's why, in some ways, maybe this is a little bit, I don't know too much about Catholicism and stuff, but the idea that confessionals would give the priest or the clergy a little bit of a knowledge as to what was going on in their congregation, so that when they would then deliver messages, sermons, and stuff like that, they could kind of angle them to, in some way, subtly manipulate and or course correct,
Be something that, putting it in the best light, be something that would be applicable and helpful and relevant to the people in their congregation and what they're struggling with and what they're going through.
Right, because they can't, by their own, rules and stuff, directly confront that stuff in the...
so-and-so in, row pew 4,
Right. Exactly. So in that respect, he is trying to do that thing of manipulating the situation.
Right.
Which is, I would say that's a very, very, no thing as a priest.
And one of the other things that, it wasn't relevant to the backstory, so... it didn't need to be brought up, but I would have been curious because this came about because Pucci was very dutiful, right?
Very dutiful.
It's this is the thing that I'm supposed to do. I don't want to be dishonest. I want to honor this thing that I believe in,
And he wrestled with it for months.
Yeah. But also, he wasn't supposed to be there in the first place.
Nope.
The lady just grabbed him and was like, I need to confess that. And he's like, no, I'm not. And then she's just, and then she's talking, right?
Yeah.
I would have been curious to see what would have happened if he had gone to one of the people that was one of the actual priests. And he's like, Father, this thing happened.
I
had a confession and I tried to tell them, but they
should I tell you?
What do I do here? Because I wasn't actually supposed to hear that in the first place.
And he might be like, no, son, it's okay.
You know, thank you for coming to me or whatever.
You don't have to share that with me.
Right.
And then he's like, fuck!
Yeah, right. And that's no, but
I really want to tell you!
This is problematic because not only was I not supposed to hear it, but I really wasn't supposed to hear it because this is so...
And I'll bet you anything he thought it was a test from God of some kind of
sure.
Okay, this is something that was meant to be given to me to show how I handle this.
I need to show true like self-sacrifice or whatever, you know, and all that stuff. But at the same time, I do want to make sure that my sister doesn't get hurt. So
right.
You know.
So that's where, in that respect, he put all the burden on him and how to handle this.
Sure.
Rather than even doing the Christian thing and being like, I'm not even going to touch it. This is something that God will handle, you know? So in some ways, he's already showing his own personality starting to overstep his faith into where then with I will play God.
Best of intentions.
No, whatever. Fuck his intentions. I don't care. The thing is that by deciding to play God in this instance, essentially he was punished here. The person who suffers the most is the one who lives through it all. Right?
Sure.
Now, obviously, Perla and Wes suffered immensely from this.
And Weather Report did still end up living through it.
Well, yes. Yeah. But in a very cool way that the backstory literally has the narrator say, like, or it might have been even Poochie saying, but someone who's lost their memory might as well be dead.
Right.
The idea that Poochie's act of removing the memory is effectively killing him. But it's the kindness of, you're my brother, I can't actually kill you. And I like that distinction because his ability came about from wanting to hold on to Perla. And he was able to do that. That's what his stand gave him the ability to do. It's poetic, it's perfect, and I had never thought about the idea that Poochie's stand being about grabbing the memory discs of people. I was like, well, why that as a stand ability? It's like, well, obviously the thing that makes the most narrative sense to be the most impactful is the
tragic death.
I had someone's memory that I wanted to hold on to so desperately that my stand
literally
manifested in that way. Yeah. And it's like, oh my God, who would that be? Well, someone he cares about immensely, right?
And then, but then also, so he takes the memories from Weather Report, which effectively kills Weather Report for quite a long time.
Quite a while, yes.
But during that time, in the same way that Poochie had to stew on what he heard for 2 months, he had to stew on it, and we could find out exactly how long it was, but for decades with what happened.
Wait, what are you talking about?
After he took Weather Report's memories.
It wasn't decades, bro. No way. Anyways, a long time.
Whatever amount of time it was, a really fucking long time. He had to basically stew on that by himself for that entire period of time. Like all of that shit that basically happened that he had a hand in causing to happen, right? Even if he never wanted it to happen, just got to ferment inside of him and all of that stuff. And then he also, went and met with Dio and everything. So it's like,
well, he was born in 1972. Odds are he's about 16
when this happens.
18 maybe.
So
it's a little bit later. So 88. And
because it's also before the events of Part 3 because he went to.
Yeah, exactly. I would say that this is around a decade, not decades.
Well, we could figure it out. But point is that is then all of that time where he's not equipped to handle this really, right? And so, of course it turns him into the crazy priest, basically, right? Like,
well, he also then sought out Dio and found him.
Oh,
and
yes.
Meaning
that too, right?
I also really love the twisted, irony of this. The idea that they even bring up the idea that Poochie was, part Italian, meaning that he has ties back to the place where Dio would essentially be somewhere he would find, and then it's this priest and this whole thing of his past and stuff like that, and it's he ends up going to wasn't it actually Rome where he was hanging out with Dio in the flashback bit back in the middle of the part?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. I kind of love the twisted way in which Dio kind of wormed his way into Poochie's life in a way where Dio does not actually have maybe any true Machiavellian plan with Poochie. It was just this was just a little bit of cosmic coincidence and fate, and he's like, But Dio's been around long enough where he's like, wait a minute. These kinds of forces, these kinds of things that draw people together, I recognize this. So just in case, this is one of those instances.
Hedge my bets, yeah.
Take this.
Yep.
Dio be going around like dropping arrows in people's, backpacks and shit, trying to build more minions and, stuff like that. It's like, okay, Dio.
And yet, we know that Dio didn't really have many arrows, right? There was like
at this point.
Well, okay, yeah.
he's just dropping a random one in Florida,
No. But I'm saying maybe that's that goes to show that Dio really did have a lot of faith, if you will, in Pucci, because from the understanding that we had of previous parts, right, before we got this whole thing, is that there was the stand arrow.
Although we know that's not the case. We're pretty sure there's or wait, is it the same one from part 4? Think about it this way. Part 4 is after this. But yeah, there's no reason as to what. No, there's at least 2. There's at least 2.
No, at least 2. But even if it's just 2, to give half of your ability to create minions to some random dude, right?
Sure.
Like, now, theoretically, that could be Dio making some insurance, right?
Yeah.
Those Joestars can be pesky, so, if something happens, whatever, I just need to find this priest guy, and then I can get my arrow back and make more stand users, and there we go.
Well, no, he's literally going to come to me. I seeded the idea into his mind. I don't need to chase after the arrow. He's literally going to bring it back to me.
Okay.
That's what I would say. He put the idea in his head, then gave the stand arrow, knowing that eventually he's going to pierce himself with it just by the nature of how the stand arrows work.
Yeah.
And then, what do you know? He came back to him, So yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But okay.
Crazy episode.
Suffering, pain. Yeah. Who's the most broken here though? Weather Report or Pucci?
I would say Pucci.
Yeah, because Pucci had to live with all of this.
Right. I mean, okay. Pucci had to live with all of this. Weather put it on pause. So he did not actually get to process and recover from any of this.
Right.
And that's what could potentially cause some really fun stuff narratively if then now he is able to reconcile that, if the fact that Pucci has had to deal with this for so long, if he's able to help his brother in some way, who knows, right? But I think my money would still be on Pucci.
Yeah. I really want this to be time now where they shift the focus to Pucci, kind of like that thing of using a backstory of another character that had some character tangentially attached to it to then be like, okay, so now that we've focused on Weather Report's internal thing with that, let's shift over to Pucci and be like, okay, so now how do you feel about this?
Sure. Well,
because I feel like from his perspective, there's some element of this that is just like, oh, of course, now God's trying to fuck with me again. And this whole thing that was going just fine, of course, now I have to deal with him, coming back with his memories and stuff like that, probably either going to try to kill me, kill himself, do all kinds of crazy shit. I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do I do?
And I think there's a couple ways that we will have the option to get that in the next episode. One, we could get it as direct, just backstory stuff from Pucci's perspective of what happened after Weather Report's memories were taken. But 2, I get the feeling Pucci is going to try and talk to Weather Report or Anasui or both, right?
Yeah, at least Weather Report.
Yeah, at the very least Weather Report. Yeah. And so when that happens, that will be a wonderful way for us to get insight into exactly how Pucci did deal with this over that period of time.
Oh my God. He's not trying to bring back Dio. He's trying to bring back Perla. This whole thing is because he fucked up.
Right. Weather Report wasn't supposed to get his memories back yet.
No.
He put Weather Report on pause.
He was going to reunite them.
Right. That's why he needs to get to heaven, and Dio was the mechanism to do that. Right. And so
he's just wanting to atone for what he's done, so he's playing God to try and orchestrate all that.
You're back. I fixed it. It took a while, but I fixed it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There you go.
But he hasn't yet.
Yeah.
He hasn't yet. So that's why he's like, fuck. It needed to happen later. It needed to happen when I had done the thing.
And if you think about it from the standpoint of why Jolene is at odds with Pucci. Granted, Pucci has turned into a bit of a monster.
Oh,
right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
But the instigating factor was that he killed her dad, right? you know?
Yeah.
And he needed to because he needed the memories and all that stuff to be able to get the stuff to make this be able to happen.
He's been on his own protagonist journey thus
Right.
far, seeing it as any means necessary,
Yes,
you know?
but he got what he needed. And now there's no reason Jotaro can't come back. There's no reason theoretically that if they end up understanding what the situation is with Poochie and that's all he's trying to do, they couldn't be like, okay, we're going to need to deal with what you've done to get to this point, but we don't actually have a problem with what you're after. You know,
Yeah,
right?
I
Like,
feel
I
like-
don't think they'll get to the point where they'll actually talk through things in that way to, you know, all of that.
Yeah,
but
I feel like when you've literally murdered your way to this point,
you're not exactly the most trustworthy individual.
yeah, if anything, it's the cool. You know, well, you know, why don't you just, you know, do what you're gonna do, give the memories to us, we'll figure it out.
Sure.
You know, get on your knees and beg
Right.
beg your God for forgiveness.
Yeah,
And then-
exactly.
And then, you know, knock him out.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah.
you know, turn him over to, you know, the
Uh-huh.
authorities and stuff like that. And then it's the you know, the true reversal where it's then the Poochie gets thrown in prison, you know, and stuff.
Right.
And it'll be like some
that'd be fun.
special kind of thing for stand users or something like that. Or
The Speedwagon Foundation takes him and is
yeah,
like, okay,
yeah,
we'll
but
figure this out.
But it could be kind of interesting to have a stand user that's not necessarily like someone that needs to die. It's like Dio, for instance, or Kira. It's
Right.
the idea. It's someone that needs to be understood and
Well-
then also given the chance to, well, in some ways, like kind of be brought back to what's most important to him and have that look at him. Because I feel like they could, if they had. No, maybe they can't. Because that's the thing. What happened to her? Oh no, that's a stand disc. Right. It's memory and a stand, right?
Yep.
But the thing is that if someone doesn't have a stand, then a memory disc should be everything, right?
Right. Okay.
Or, big brain, random idea here, Poochie's fucked up this whole situation entirely by not getting her other disc, because it's that all humans have another disc if they end up getting a stand. And it's just, he could never actually revive her, you know,
Okay.
because he only took the memory, because that's what he wanted there. But he,
I mean, well, maybe that's the whole point is he's trying to make like a second disc so that way, you know, it's like, okay, I have a memory disc. I have all of this stuff.
he needs to find a compatible stand.
Well, and that's, but I mean,
he would need a body,
I'm sure he
too.
has plenty of compatible stands, and even as far as getting a compatible body, I'm sure he could figure that out. But then he needs
sure,
to get to
sure.
heaven to get the other half of her, right?
Oh, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. He'll find all those things that are like, how does this work? No, don't worry. He'll find all that in heaven. That's right.
But-
That's the nice answer. Good job, Araki.
But if he does get thrown in prison, that could be kind of fun because what prison is generally supposed to be for is not necessarily incarceration, but rehabilitation.
Right.
Right? Where it's the, yes, when people aren't able to be safely in society for themselves or others or whatever, right? Put them in there until they can be again and then let them out.
Right. That's what it should be for.
Yeah, that's what it should be for. Prison and complex, business
thing
management
there.
in America and all that stuff aside. So if that ends up being something that is then Poochie's resolution, his the final place where he gets to sit and think about things, not only would it be poetic from the standpoint of, the turns of tables and all of
switch,
that
yeah.
stuff, right? The switch, but also then okay, are you gonna be able to sort your shit out,
Yeah. I really like Poochie as an antagonist, but the more and more we learn about him, the less I see him as a villain.
Right.
Like you're saying. Like,
Exactly.
it's the kind of thing where he doesn't necessarily have to be so misunderstood that at the end they fight him in the typical JoJo's way.
Quite frankly, even the stuff that everything post Jotaro didn't even necessarily need to happen. The reason why he did it is because he's like, oh, people are going to try and stop me, and so I have to do things to keep them from stopping me, right?
Yeah.
But theoretically, if it's the, Jolene, now, of course, Jolene wouldn't necessarily respond well to this, but if he had some prison note passed to her of like, I will return your father's disc to you, he will be fine, but there's something that I really need it for, just stop fucking up my plans. And You'll have him back in 2 months. You know.
No, no, no. It's hilarious to think about. It's the kind of thing when you're kind of analyzing a story on retrospective kind of stuff to be like, was there a point in which two people could have talked and the whole plot would have fallen apart? Maybe.
A lot of times,
not really.
A lot of times, yes. But the question is that what they would actually do?
Right.
Right.
Yes. Exactly.
Like could theoretically that have happened?
Jolene
Maybe.
would never respond positively
Jolene would
to that.
never have responded positively to that.
Yeah. He could have done that. There is a tiny world line where he would have done that.
He also could have.
Jolene, in every world line, would never respond positively.
He also
to that.
could have buggered off to somewhere that's not the prison.
But that's the point. He couldn't because he was watching after his brother. That is 100% the reason why he's there. The only thing that makes sense is that he's holding on to his brother and being like, when I get to heaven, when I figure this out,
sure.
I am going to fix this shit, brother. I'm going to do this for you. That's
right.
why he's not a villain.
But
he's actually doing this.
A lot of people's lives could have been spared if he just went somewhere else, figured the shit out, and then came back. Because then Jolene wouldn't have been able to, fight back against him. He wouldn't have been under pressure of someone coming after him. So he wouldn't have had to take like preventative measures or anything.
All the stuff that happened in the prison with Jolene getting out of it and all that has nothing to do with Poochie.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. If anything, what's funny about this is that because he was there, he then knew that Weather Report would eventually get out in this way because he's basically seeing them interact with each other and stuff. What?
Would he?
Well, didn't he encounter Weather Report a couple times and stuff?
He encountered Weather Report, I want to say, at the end of the first.
Cool. Meaning, he sees frogs falling from the sky. That is an
totally.
encounter
It's
with
oh
Weather
shit,
Report.
yeah, this is my brother.
My brother is literally helping them. Mm-hmm. That's not this is an automatic thing in response to an attack of some kind.
No, yeah.
He is literally helping them, meaning that
right. But if Jolene getting out of prison has no potential bearing on her actually stopping Poochie, assuming Poochie is okay with leaving Weather Report for a while and then coming back later,
yes.
Then theoretically that would have no influence on him anyways.
Well, that's what I was just saying. Yeah, is that if Poochie wasn't there, nothing would have changed. But he then also would have had to come back to the prison and hear Weather Report's gone, or whatever Wes, whatever his name is, whatever they put him in as the thing there, which might have been actually Weather Report. Now that I think about it, it's actually kind of funny to think about the idea that his memory would have been gone, but all of his records and stuff like that might have been, because how that would have been logged in prison and stuff. But anyway, the point is that Poochie would have literally had the fatal unluckiness of his brother getting out of prison, and he wouldn't have been there to stop that. And he would have been like, fuck, now I have to go find him again. Where is he? I can't do this. And also, since it's at a specific time where this whole ritual thing is going to happen at a specific place and all that, he needs to have an actual handle on where Weather Report is, assuming
Weather Report is actually important for the ritual.
But he did say that. He said that.
No, he said I didn't want him to get his memories back. It's vital that he doesn't get his memories back until then. But if he's bringing back, what's her name? That could just be because I don't want him to get his memories back until I fixed the thing. Not necessarily that he actually needs him in order to fix the situation.
Right. I would assume personally that he wants as little time also between ritual happening.
Oh yes, he has stolen enough time from his brother as it is. He doesn't want to take any more time.
Well, also, how do you think his sister's gonna feel if he just brings her back in some way? He does the impossible.
Yeah,
Weather Report's not there. She maybe figures out a little bit or he just tells her because he feels so bad about it, what's going on. He can't give her any happiness then there. So yeah, I think he needs to have his I'm forcing a Beauty and the Beast moment. I want to have this beautiful radiant light come down from the sky, and these two will see each other, and I'll provide the miracle. I'll be like Dio. I'll do the impossible, the thing that Dio said couldn't be done. I'll even be like God. And then that, in his mind, he thinks everything's going to work out wonderfully as long as he plays and pulls the strings just enough. It's the perfect religious man being given the but I have the truth. I know
Sure.
the thing. I have the ability and the might and the reason with which to get things done and make this thing better.
And yet there's that part of me that's like, what if afterwards he just tracked down, you know, Jolene and Weather, and he's like, okay, Jolene, do your order thing, but first, Weather, I brought her back, you know, and then
Yeah, I don't think he wants any other people involved in this whole shenanigans thing here. But that could be his
he could
fatal
have
flaw.
shown up. He could have shown up with his sister and Jotaro.
Oh my god. I think that might be his fatal flaw, though, is
Hmm.
that he, rather than communicate and bring others involved into... Well, no, he does kind of do the Dio thing. He uses the prison mates to have a cohort of minions
Right.
with which he can then use to make this... Yeah,
Although-
if anything, no. If anything, it's bullshit from Poochie's perspective as to how the protagonists keep somehow finding their way through all this shit.
That's
And
just
he's like,
standard JoJo stuff.
no, exactly. But from his perspective, it makes sense that he would be in the prison. It totally makes sense. Yeah.
I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah. Let's see. But I love this backstory.
This was a fantastic fucking
This might
episode.
be the best backstory we've had in JoJo's.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Because I don't think JoJo's technically really does that many like backstory flashbacks, like from a general like amount of episodes of anime per flashbacks. But
Right,
also
the percentage is pretty small.
But also, when they do them, they're kind of small and they're not really handled that well, in my opinion.
Well, yeah,
they're just
so-
okay, you know?
Even if they're emotional,
Right.
I feel like oftentimes they aren't relevant.
Yes.
They can be a great way to make us be attached to a character very quickly so that then you can have them do all their cool stuff and we can be along for the ride and all of that stuff, and it's
Right.
great. Part 5, I feel like, was a great example of
Yes, especially with Bruno. Yes.
that.
Yes.
However,
Yes.
how often is it that we actually get a backstory where it matters in the immediate sense? Most of the time, it's the, all right, we care about these
Certain
people,
Donut Man would like to have a word with Rocky.
and now just forget about the backstory. It's never going to be brought up again.
Yep.
It's never really going to be important.
He's dead in 2 minutes anyway.
Right. You know, but hey, it served its purpose, so there you go. But this is something where it, goes that extra mile.
Yeah. I think Polnareff's was a decent one, but it was also a weird way in which Polnareff was used in part 3. But anyway, we're talking about part 6 here. This is a really, really cool development here. And the fact that we still have so many episodes left in the part is wild to me. Like, the fact that I think it's episode 38 is the final episode of the part.
38?
So, 38,
Okay.
yeah. So we have 7 episodes
Gotcha.
still to go. And it feels to me like we're headed towards, like, the final 3 episodes.
Well,
Like...
right. And yet
yet
Jolene's
there's-
still far. Well, okay, they're heading there as fast as they can.
In a car.
In a car.
Yeah.
I mean,
and she can literally sense Poochie.
that's true.
So it's in some ways the
Although, vehicles and JoJo's,
there's a lot of snails in the ground. That's true.
yeah, there's a lot of snails on the ground. It's like, who knows how well.
Oh,
this
that's
actually
true.
works.
These roaches or whatever could just make the car explode.
Right, they chew through the cables or something. I don't know.
But-
Shit happens.
Yeah, shit happens, and I love that the most powerful person in this whole thing here is not the protagonist, not the antagonist. It's just some poor, random side character who's been suffering through this whole thing without even really realizing it, and now has this whole weight just crashed back down on him and has to find a way to take at least one step forward, but maybe he doesn't even want to do that. So
This next episode is going to be ridiculous.
yeah. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb,
I'm Jacob.
and we'll see you all
Next time.